4 years ago, my best friend flirted with my boyfriend to test his loyalty, and now, they're coming to my house for Thanksgiving with their 2 kids. My boyfriend back then, Ryan, had always been a little too charming for my comfort. I know what you're thinking. I chose him knowing how he was, but on our very first date, he swore he wasn't like that, swore he was different with me. I was young, in love, and willing to believe him, even when his wandering eyes and overly friendly compliments to other women made my stomach twist. I told myself it didn't matter because he was mine. Nothing could come between us. My best friend, Ashley, didn't agree. She warned me that you can't just trust words and that men like Ryan always had something to hide. I brushed her off confidently, even bragging that we shared social media accounts so I'd know if anything shady was going on. That's when she suggested testing him, just harmless flirting at the next party to see if he'd take the bait. I laughed, shook her hand, and told her I knew my man. Those words would come back to haunt me. That weekend at my brother's birthday party, I watched from across the room as Ashley put on a performance. She laughed too loud, touched his arm, leaned in close, used every trick in the book. My heart raced the entire time, but Ryan just smiled politely and eventually stepped away. No flirting, no touching. When he walked off to talk to someone else, relief flooded my body. He passed. From that moment on, I trusted him completely. I stopped questioning texts, stopped feeling uneasy when his phone buzzed, stopped worrying when he stayed late with coworkers or went out without me. I started picturing our future, moving in together, getting a dog, marriage. Then one random Tuesday after work, I went downtown with my coworker Alex to grab a quick bite. That's when I saw them. Ryan and Ashley were sitting at a corner table, her head resting on his shoulder, their fingers intertwined as they laughed like a couple. My hands shook, but I forced myself to breathe. I told myself I was imagining things. He'd pass the test. He wouldn't be this obvious, right? Then he reached into his jacket and pulled out a small gift box. Ashley opened it, squealed, and held up a diamond necklace as Ryan leaned over to fasten it around her neck. She picked up the card and read it aloud, just loud enough for me to hear. Happy anniversary. My chest felt like it was collapsing. Anniversary. They'd been together almost as long as he'd been with me. I felt dizzy, sick, and numb all at once. Alex didn't need an explanation. He stormed over, knocked their drinks and plates onto the table, called them out for cheating, and walked me straight out of the restaurant while I sobbed. He drove me to a quiet beach, told me to scream and cry and let it all out. I did exactly that until I was empty. He let me stay with him while I figured out my life, and somehow, over time, everything healed. New job, new apartment, a real relationship with Alex. I was happy again. Then, 4 years later, Ashley texted me out of nowhere, saying she missed me and wanted to heal over Thanksgiving. I wanted to refuse, but my family pressured me, saying maybe it would bring closure. They were wrong. The moment Ashley and Ryan walked into my home, they acted smug, bragging about their lives and their kids, insisting everything happened for a reason. Even their children repeated cruel lines they'd clearly been taught, calling me mean for disappearing. My family started giving me look, like I was the problem. That's when Alex stood up. He walked into the office and came back with an old folder. Inside were screenshots of messages proving Ashley and Ryan had planned the fake loyalty test together to fool me. Group chats where they mocked me for years, proof they'd cheated on each other throughout their entire marriage. Chaos erupted instantly. They screamed at each other, accused one another, questioned paternity, and destroyed my furniture in the process. I watched them fall apart, calm and steady, and finally smiled. Then I looked at their crying kids and asked quietly which parent they planned to live with after the divorce.